I'm doing another practice free response question for AP Precalculus in this video. Once again, I found this on the website crackap.com. Okay, this is another graphing one. So let's attempt this. So we're given this rational function 4x minus 6 over x minus 2. State the coordinate of the x-intercept. Okay, so x-intercept is when it lies on the x-axis, meaning y equals 0. So let's set this guy equal to 0. 0 is equal to 4x minus 6 over x minus 2, which means that we multiply x minus 2 on both sides. 0 is equal to 4x minus 6. So that's when x is equal to, we add 6 and divide by 4, which is 3 over 2. So the x-intercept is 3 over 2, comma 0. You have to write it like this to get the points, because they said state the coordinates, or you can say x is 3 over 2, y is 0. But this is probably the better notation. Y-intercept, that's when it lies on the y-axis, which means x is equal to 0. So we just find f of 0, which is 0 minus 6 over 0 minus 2. We get minus 6 over minus 2, which is 3. So the y-intercept would be 0, comma 3. Okay? Vertical asymptote, that's when the denominator is 0. Okay, so because we can't divide by 0. So when is that? That's when x is equal to 2. That's the vertical asymptote. X is equal to 2. And you have to write it as x is equal to 2. This is a vertical line at x is equal to 2. It's a vertical line. Okay? Horizontal asymptote, we do the degree test. The degree at the top, meaning the biggest term of x. If it was like x squared, then the degree would be 2. But here it's just the biggest is x, so it will be degree of 1. The bottom is also degree of 1. So since they're the same, we take the ratio of the leading coefficients. So it'll be y is equal to 4 over 1. So the equation is y equals 4. Y equals 4 is a horizontal line like that at y equals 4. Okay, so you have to write it like that. Evaluate f of 3. F of 3, to show our work, will be 4 times 3 minus 6 over 3 minus 2, which is 12 minus 6 over 1, which is equal to 6. Okay, so they ask us to evaluate that. That's equal to 6. On the website, they say that you probably should put 3 comma 6. I don't quite agree with that. They ask you to evaluate. This is the evaluation. So I would think that's correct. I would give the points if I were the grader. Okay, use part A through E. Sketch the graph of f on this over here. Okay, so our x-intercept was 3/2 comma 0. So that's 1.5 comma 0. That's right there. Y-intercept was 0 comma 3. So there's a point here. Vertical asymptote at x is equal to 2. So let's draw a dotted line at x is equal to 2. Horizontal asymptote at y equals 4. So let's draw a dotted line like that. Hopefully it's kind of visible. I drew it kind of right on top. F of 3 is 6. So let's mark that also. Okay, so there's an asymptote over here, by the way. Okay, so we can sketch it. It's a rational function. So there's asymptote. It's really not clear over here. Y is 4. So we know that as x approaches negative infinity, it should approach that asymptote. Something like that. There's a point there, there's a point here, and then there's a vertical asymptote at x is equal to 2, so it should look something like that. Similarly, up here we know there's a point there, so as x approaches 2 from the right, it should approach the vertical asymptote, and then there's a horizontal asymptote at y equals 4, so it should approach that as well. Something like that. Okay. Next, sketch the graph of absolute value of x plus 1 on the plane above. So absolute value x plus 1, how does it look like? Absolute value of x is that V shape. This is just shifted over to the left by 1. So when x is negative 1, we get g of negative 1 is negative 1 plus 1, which is 0. Absolute value of 0 is 0. And the slope is 1. So it should look something like this. And similarly, this is the negative slope, so something like that. Okay, so that's a sketch, and then there's a part H, which I did not copy over. Let me scroll up on my computer. So this says how many solutions does f of x equals to g of x have? Solutions, when they're equal, that means they intersect the graphs. That's why we sketched them. Okay, so how many intersections are there? So there's one here, and there's another one here. So the answer is 3. 3 solutions, because it intersects 3 times. Oh, you're right, 3 intersections. Because 3 intersections. Okay, so this was pretty easy. We did this in, actually, less than 6 minutes. Very nice. And how much time did they expect? Probably 15 minutes again. Yeah, so clearly, you don't need 15 minutes for this one if you know your concepts very well. Okay, hopefully this was helpful. Please like and subscribe, as always, if my explanations has helped in any way. And please look out for the next video, which I'll solve another problem from this website.